Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back again with some breaking, sparking zero news here on the channel, guys. They actually posted an official statement in regards to penalties. So starting today, we will gradually be enforcing penalties on users who repeatedly disconnect or leave online matches. Please help us create a fair playing environment. Now, this is good news in a sense, right? It's a good step forward. Now, there are no full details on exactly what these penalties are, or if the person who is playing against that player that leaves, will they get the win? I don't know. I'm hoping so. Again, I think that the penalty situation, or just the rage quit situation, should be kind of handled like Dragon Ball Legends. From what I've played in Legends, I think that's probably the most fair way of doing things. Whoever leaves or disconnects or, just completely disappears from the match will give the win to the other person, okay, that stayed in the match and didn't disconnect, right? I think that makes the most sense to me. I'm really hoping that's what they want to do. Now, the thing that's interesting is that there were already, in a sense, penalties for leaving ranked matches. This was posted a while ago, I think probably over a month ago. But the penalty for leaving ranked matches is done. If it's done enough times, it can be an indefinite suspension from ranked, if done a lot of times. Do you think this is fair? Yes. So that was kind of already a thing that they had integrated. Now, I don't know if that was ever actually enforced. I did see notifications of people, either if they were in custom battle mode online or whatever, or if they were on a ranked match, it would show if you disconnected, it would show a little notification saying oh, you got disconnected. Doing this multiple times will result in, a suspension or a ban or something like that, right? So the fact that they're starting this today, I'm hoping this means that this is a more expanded, more in-depth version of it, where it's oh, okay, for example, if somebody leaves, you hopefully will get the win. No promises, I don't know, because this is the only thing that they posted, but they're saying that this is being enforced today. So I actually want to see some of the responses. I have a feeling they're not going to be good, of course. Yep, the very first response here, right at the top, dead game. Oh Lord. Too late, should have been done day one. Let's actually see the translation of this. Your game is finished, clown. That will teach you to jerk off instead of making quick fixes. So people are very mad still. They're very mad, okay? Which I understand. I definitely understand. But, I mean, at least they're showing the effort of trying to improve the game. Obviously, this should have been stuff that was a day one thing. They should have had this, all figured out. Again, I feel like Sparking Zero was a little bit rushed. Maybe not a little bit, but there's things in the game that have issues, and I could have told you this. I mean, I think I did say this before the game came out. I said because they didn't do any beta tests, or they didn't, focus on online as much, which even though they said they did, this is the situation. Every Dragon Ball game goes through this, right? It's an unfortunate thing, but I feel like there will never be a Dragon Ball game that releases where everybody is satisfied with how it is online or whatever. Shouldn't be a penalty for rage quits, Gogeta, and UI players. Oh my god, let's actually see this response's translation here. Please also bring back the laid off characters in the stage from Meteor. Okay, so now we're just getting into stuff that people want, right? We were fed up with the communication errors. You have to adjust the servers. I barely launch a game that I crash and I receive a communication error has occurred about the game, blah blah blah. I couldn't even play normally. Now, okay, let me just put this out there, okay? PC, Steam. As far as I know, there are still issues with online on that. I have not really heard any issues or anybody having a problem with PS5 or Xbox. Xbox did have a lot of issues, but there was a patch that went through, and allegedly people have gotten matchmaking no problem, right? I don't know if that's still a thing with those two games. I mean, sorry, not those two consoles. Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback, because it's been a while since we talked about the online at all. So this will be a good update. How is the online working for y'all, okay? Obviously, if you have bad internet and your connection is bad, you're going to experience some weird disconnections, etc., right? And again, it depends on if you're playing somebody who's really far away, depending on their connection and all that. There's so many contributing factors to the online being fucked up. But for the most part, I haven't heard console having an issue. But yes, Steam PC, I feel like everybody has at least some type of issue with it, okay? Now, there is supposed to be a patch, right? coming next month. Okay, as they posted on their official Twitter page, attention players, were gearing up for a patch to adjust some battle mechanics in December of 2024. Post online qualifiers, stay tuned for more details. So we don't know the full details yet. Again, we still don't know the full details of how this rage quit or this penalty situation is going to occur or whatever. But Leandro here says, can't you just give the player who left the lose, right? I agree. I 100% agree. That's how it should be, right? Maybe that's the case. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's all kind of the same responses I'm seeing. I'm actually just... I like reading what the Japanese people are saying. Communication error bug fix. I'll never be able to do it with that. Yeah, again, this issue with the communication error, again, Steam PC as far as I know, but you can let me know down in the comments. Thank you. It's helpful. Oh, man. Now I can go play online. Yeah, maybe once all this gets fixed, maybe I'll even consider going on rank. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested in rank to begin with. And then there's also all these bullshit issues with ranked, so I really have no interest in playing it at all. That's why everybody's asking me, like, oh, why don't you play ranked? Why don't you play ranked? Well, it's like, I don't like to not have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I already do not care for ranked to begin with. I never did for any online game ever, right? Like, I'll play the single player and I'll enjoy that, and that's all I really need. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Until that gets fixed, I really am not considering it at all. But I'll definitely do it if once things, improve, right? Yeah, people are just talking about the communication error more than anything. This is a big, long statement. I want them to not only impose penalties, but also make it so that the person who gets disconnected wins. Right? Exactly. I agree. Also, if possible, I want them to penalize those who have been repeatedly disconnecting. The Z-rank guys were basically constantly disconnected. I don't know what kind of penalty that'll be, but they'll already have been disconnected a dozen times, so I hope that they'll deal with it more strictly. Yeah. So it's like, again, as far as I know, it's not like you dip in rank or whatever, or you like lose points in a sense if you disconnect. So maybe that should be part of the penalty, right? Just like a basic ban, like I feel like you're not learning your lesson, at least if you dip in rank, and then obviously if you do it enough times, like you're just constantly being a piece of shit and you're constantly disconnecting, like on purpose, like intentional. If it's an online communication error, that's different, right? But yeah, the penalty thing, like they just got to fix the online first before they start doing the penalty thing, right? Because you don't want to risk somebody because of the servers being shit or whatever it may be, whatever the issue is, okay? Again, I'm primarily talking about Steam, but all consoles in general, just in case there are people having issues on the other ones, right? I think that's the first step forward, okay? The fact that they're enforcing this right now, I mean, is good news, right? That they're doing that, because this has been a big criticism for the game. But it's like, you also got to remember, like, you got to think about, oh, well, the online has problems, so if there are issues and you disconnect and it's not your fault, it's a accident, you're gonna get a penalty for it. Like, I don't think that's fair. But it's fair only if the person who disconnects is doing it on purpose, intentionally, as, like, for example, a rage quit. You're just wasting everyone's time, right? I don't know. This whole thing, it's very split among a lot of people, and people have their opinions and specifics of how they want this handled. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it if you think it should be handled that way. But I'm hoping this patch coming next month does this game justice, because DLC's coming out next year, and we want the game to be good and as best as it can possibly be, at least for this part, because this is like the big thing that needs to be fixed, right? Before the new DLC comes out, because people are going to be jumping back into the game. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.